When did you realize your parents shouldn't have had kids? I was 12 when I figured out my dad was recording our family dinners just to re-watch them later and judge everything we did wrong. My mom would set the table like we were hosting the president. Cloth napkins, fancy plates we never used, the whole thing. Dad would position his phone against the salt shaker and hit record. Then we'd sit down and eat while he watched us like hawks. After dinner, he'd disappear into his office for hours. I thought he was working late until one night I heard voices coming from his room. It was us. He was replaying dinner, pausing every few seconds. I crept closer to his door and heard him talking to himself. Look at how Kevin holds his fork. Disgusting. And Beth keeps touching her hair. No wonder she'll never amount to anything. Beth was my little sister. She was 8. The next morning at breakfast, Dad started his usual routine. Kevin, sit up straight. Beth, hands out of your hair. You look like a wild animal. But now I knew. He'd been studying us like lab rats, taking notes on everything we did wrong so he could fix us the next day. That weekend, I found his notebook. 3 pages of observations about each of us. Mine said things like chews too loud, slouches when walking, and laughs at inappropriate times. Beth's was worse. Needs constant reminding about posture, cries too easily, probably not as smart as Kevin. The weirdest part? My parents never fought, never yelled. They just collected evidence of why we were disappointing and tried to train it out of us. My mom had charts on the fridge tracking our improvement. Gold stars for sitting properly, red X's for interrupting, like we were dogs learning tricks. I started testing them. During one dinner, I purposely dropped my fork 3 times. Dad's eye twitched, but he stayed quiet. That night, I heard him in his office. Kevin is clearly doing this on purpose. Defiant behavior is getting worse. The breaking point came when Beth brought home a drawing from school. It was our family, but in her picture, Mom and Dad were standing way far away from us kids. When Dad saw it, he asked her why she drew us so spread apart. She said, "Because that's how we really are." Dad took the drawing and threw it away. Then he told Beth she needed to practice drawing more positive family pictures until she got it right. That night, I heard Mom and Dad talking about sending us to some kind of behavior camp over the summer. Dad said we were too broken to fix at home, and that they deserved better kids. I realized they didn't want children. They wanted projects, perfect little robots they could program and show off. The next day, I told Beth everything. We made a plan. We started acting exactly how they wanted. Perfect posture, quiet voices, polite smiles. But we also started recording them with Mom's old phone. Every criticism, every cruel comment, every time they talked about us like we were defective products. 2 weeks later, we played the recording for our school counselor. She called child services that same day. We didn't get taken away, but Dad had to go to parenting classes, and they had to see a family therapist. During our first session, the therapist asked Dad why he recorded our dinners. He said, "I just wanted them to be better." She asked, "Better than what?" He couldn't answer. That's when I knew for sure. My parents shouldn't have had kids.